going? Brian here with DIY Outdoor Life. Come along with me today. I want to take you with me on the New Hampshire rally. I'm actually just getting back, but we filmed a whole bunch of cool stuff there. I want to talk about this gathering, but more generally, how these teardrop and tiny camper gatherings have become an essential part of my setup. I love meeting new people and seeing old friends, but the ideas that you get, the shared experience, and just the inspiration to either go new places, learn about some secret spots from some pros that have been out on the road, or just inspiration on what changes you can bring to even have a more stress-free and more enjoyable setup for your rig. So come along with me. We'll check out this New Hampshire tour and talk teardrop gathering. So one of the advantages of having attended several of these rallies now, I think I've gone to 6 or 7 if you count some of the smaller ones, is that I actually know some people that are going to be at upcoming gatherings. There's a lot of like-minded folks that try to catch a bunch of these. So knowing that you're going to see some familiar faces there is a nice added bonus. But one additional part to this is that several folks like to caravan in together. At this New Hampshire rally, we had several people coming over the northern border from Canada. Some of them rode in together. Brian McCoy from Bushwhacker fame, he came up from Jacksonville, Florida. He actually met me in the Catskills and we drove into the New Hampshire rally together. We took some back roads, checked out fall foliage, we went to Woodstock, ate at some cool restaurants. It actually extends your vacation. So instead of looking at point A to point B as a form of like windshield time where you're just trying to get there, it actually feels like the festivities begin as soon as you leave from home. A couple years ago, I rode down to North Carolina with Rob. That was a lot of fun. And I saw that people came in from the Great Gopher Rally in Minnesota. There's folks that drove in from different regions in the country. And that's a nice added benefit to what we're doing. The caravanning can be a lot of fun. Now, pulling into the Suncook campground in New Hampshire, I was really looking forward to meeting Joe and Kim. I actually met them through the Facebook group. This year, they purchased a campground. It was a lifelong dream. They're doing an incredible job renovating and updating this park to have a really awesome place for people to come and enjoy. Now, they shut the whole park down for us on Columbus Day weekend, so we had all sorts of people coming in from all over the country with several different types of tiny campers. In addition to this, they actually own some vintage campers that stay parked. People that don't have a trailer can come to the campground and rent one of those. It was really neat to be able to walk around. They have some amazing riverfront property. They have updated electric. I couldn't recommend anybody in the Northeast anymore for people in the Northeast to swing by and check out that campground. I will put the information in the description. Even though Brian and I pulled in a little early, it was nice to see that there was already 4 or 5 bushwhackers and other teardrop campers that had made it there early and had stayed there for a night or two before we arrived. Some of them were traveling from further away and looking to extend their trips, but there was even some local folks that lived, within 15 minutes of the campground that swung by to hang out with us. I don't know how many bushwhackers we had, but it had to be close to 20. But in addition to that, we had a Luna Rover, we had a Runaway that was really cool to check out, and even some bigger models like the ROK, the SK, the Bushwhacker Plus. We had all sorts of different folks coming together for this one. So what do we do at these gatherings? The truth is, they're all different. I've been to ones that have an itinerary with a bunch of things on the schedule that are planned. And I've been to ones like this one in New Hampshire where everything was pretty laid back. We got together for a potluck on the first night, and everyone got to bring a fun camping dish. Being that I am still pretty limited in what I cook with my camper, I went downtown and bought a couple pies and told people that my grandmother baked them. But there's some amazing food that people bring, and it's cool that they're cooking that food in tiny campers. People are pretty innovative when it comes to the dishes they throw down on these potlucks.
Everybody good? Enjoy.
On the final night, a gang of us got together and went to a local restaurant. Remember, being in a regional area, people have different foods that are worth traveling for. So we got to try some lobster rolls and, different New England dishes. When we were in North Carolina, we were eating a pork barbecue. When I was in Texas, we were eating beef barbecue. We got to go to Seattle this year, and I was down by Pike's Place trying Northwestern seafood. Maybe I'm a foodie or maybe I'm just fat.
Get in my belly! Come on!
The different regional foods and areas is definitely one of the highlights of traveling. So besides the food at this New Hampshire rally, we basically just got together around a fire and hung out. We took tours of each other's campers, and we had people like Sam running around doing mods. I tried to help people out with a little bit of solar planning. We're bringing a lot of different perspectives together. One of the most enjoyable sets of conversations for me was talking with some of these people that are super well traveled. All of the national parks, international travel, getting to hear stories from cool little hidden places that people have found along the road. If you're gonna go to one of these gatherings, bring a notebook or take the note section on your cell phone. Write these things down to be able to learn from somebody else's experience. Huge benefit. One thing I enjoyed about this gathering, and it happened in North Carolina as well, and this might surprise you, is I like when the bad weather rolls in. One of the challenges of spending a lot of time in tiny campers is seeing how we adapt to less than desirable weather. The folks with the big rigs, they just go inside, read a book, watch a movie. I'm interested to see how people handle bad weather in tiny campers. We have all sorts of different awning rooms and setups. Emma, who was a huge contributor to this, she took the reins, helped make stickers, helped organize things for Joe and Kim as a volunteer. She had an amazing setup. I hung out in her, I think it was a Joy Tuttis room where she had propane heat inside. We were cooking and eating snacks. Other folks pack up and leave, and that's fine too. I'm not here to judge. Some folks' enjoyment with their tiny campers are limited to good weather. Other folks, kind of adopt the old adage that said there's no such thing as bad weather, there's just bad clothes. Oftentimes you'll see me wandering around with a raincoat, even if it's pouring or we got pretty cold temperatures. I usually like to get out and enjoy the outdoors, regardless of what the weather is. So it seemed like as quickly as we got there, the trip was already coming to an end. These things move along quickly, especially when I'm trying to travel around the campground and film different people's setups. But as people were packing up and heading away, the same thing as the caravaning on the way in got to occur on the way out. So Sam and Cindy came back and checked out the Catskills with me. We got to hang out for a bit. And as soon as they left, Julie pulled in and I got to extend this trip a couple days more. Julie even helped me out with some chores on the farm. We have an amazing family that develops with these gatherings. So I hope this silly little narration video gets to show you some highlights. I still haven't finished putting out all of my tours from North Carolina, but as soon as I have, we got about 10 more videos coming from the New Hampshire rally. And although we love our bushwhackers, because there's no two that are the same. I'm really looking forward to getting to show you guys that Luna and the Runaway and some other campers that I've got to check out while on the road. So thank you guys so much for watching the channel. I know we put out a whole hodgepodge of videos, but I just wanted to bring you guys with me, show you some of the highlights of this gathering, and maybe twist some arms. I'm going to be announcing the rallies and gatherings that I'm attending this year, sometimes with short notice, and I hope to see you guys there, spend some time together, and maybe we'll share some food at a potluck. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.